Hey, this is Ryan Gutowski with One Board Family, and today I'm going to take you on a solo trip underwater in the game Aquamarine. This is a print and play game from Postmark Games, and this is a game where players are going to dive underneath the ocean and see different sights and score points based on their experience over the course of 3 dives or 24 hours. So just a quick trip around the map right here. These are some bonuses that you're going to be able to claim as you find shipwrecks throughout the underwater, throughout the depths. You're going to be able to record your air right here during the course of 3 dives, if you so wish to take 3 dives. And then down in the bottom corner, this is your 24-hour marker. So essentially, you're playing 24 turns in this game. I'm going to be playing the solo version. Really, the only difference in the solo version is that you want to, this is medium mode or normal mode, and this is hard mode. Those 2 little arrows signifies the depth that you must go to during a dive, otherwise you failed and lost the game. During a normal play, you know, people would be writing. It's kind of a solo game no matter what. It doesn't really matter if somebody gets something before you do, but you don't have to, you're not required to go to those depths unless you're playing solo mode. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I've got 2 dice here that I'm going to be rolling, and on these 2 dice, I'm going to take one of the numbers. Anytime they're different, I'm going to take a single number. If I take a higher number, so if I had a 4 and a 6, and if I took the higher number, I would lose the difference of the 2 dice in air. So if you look down here, I'm actually going to bring in an old sheet right here. And so if you look down here, I'm going to cross off some air. If I were to take the 6 instead of the 4, I would actually cross off 2 air on my current dive. Now, no matter what number you pick, you have to draw a square or a rectangle. So the 4 and the 6 are really good because I can draw squares. In a situation with the 6, I've got a box right here. That right there works really well. But if you have something like a 2, okay, you're only going to be able to do 2 cells. So that would represent 2 right there. So you're drawing these things and you're trying to surround different things that you see in the ocean during your dive. Now I can choose any of the 3 boats across the top to start my dive from. The different things that you're going to see in here is coral. You've got 2 different types of coral. You've got like a purplish and you've got kind of an orange, red color coral. And anytime you see coral during your dive, you want to keep it to one single type. If you see 2 different coral in the same turn, you're not able to count those and you actually have to cross them out. So you want to only circle or only draw a box around a single coral type in order to score points. You're also going to see stingrays and cuttlefish. You see a stingray up here, you see a cuttlefish over there, and anytime you see those, you want to find them during the right time of day. Now that matters because you can only see stingrays during the day and you can only see cuttlefish at night. So if I were to see a stingray during the night, I would actually not gain any points. But seeing a cuttlefish at night, I would score points for that. You've got score boxes down here, so in this case it would be 5 points per creature that I saw at the right time of day. Jellyfish are always going to lose you points, so that right there would be -2 points going through that jellyfish. And then butterfly fish, kind of like set collection games like Sushi Go or something like that. You want to see as many as you can in one dive, okay, or one turn. Because the more that you find during a turn, the higher the value. If I only see one butterfly fish, I'm going to get 1 point. If I see 2, I'm going to get 3 points. I'm going to see 3, I get 6 points, and so on until you hit 5, and you get 15 points for that. So that's pretty good. You can also capture flags. There are flags underneath here that give you point values. And you may see something like this, kind of an odd shaped box. It's not your typical square or rectangle. The way that is done is that anytime you roll doubles, so let's say I rolled a double 4, I'm going to be able to take, doubles are fantastic because I get the 4, but I also get a bonus of 2. Okay, so in this case, I would get 6, and I could draw that shape any way I want. As you can see up here, I got, I think, a 5 probably, because there were 7 boxes. So you could basically draw these winding shapes. You don't have to stick to a square or a rectangle, which is really nice. So I'm going to teach you how to play anytime. Oh, by the way, shipwrecks. Anytime you find a shipwreck, anytime it's completely covered and you've seen all the cells of a shipwreck, you're going to get a bonus. So you're going to be able to score some bonus points if you get those. Beacons, I forgot about beacons. Beacons, you want to see one beacon. They score in pairs, basically. So you want to find a beacon during the day and then find another beacon at night. Okay, what's important about these dives is I can never cross over an old dive, so I have to be careful about the lanes that I go in when I do my dives, because I can't cross back over or cross into boxes that have already been drawn from previous dives, because you don't want to see the same thing twice. You want to have different experiences each time. Okay, so I'm going to start the game by rolling a single die. The number is 6, and what I'm going to do is go down here to my timer. I'm going to circle the 6. I'm using a dry erase marker. Ideally, I would have laminated this by now, but I didn't have a chance, and I want to make this video because I really enjoy this game. So I'm going to start right here on the 6. That is going to be the starting point of my 24 hours. So on my first turn, I'm going to roll the dice, and I roll a 4 and a 5. Now remember, if I take the 5, I'm going to have to cross off an air in my tank. Whenever I run out of air, that could change my dive. I can't go any further. I would have to start a new dive. Or I can just stop a dive anytime, even if I'm not out of air. Okay, so let's see where I'm going to go first. I am going to, because it's nighttime and there's a cuttlefish up here, I think I'm going to go over there. So I'm going to draw a box of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That is my box. I took the number 4, so I don't have to cross off any air. And what I found was a piece of coral. It is orangish in color, and that'll give me a victory point at the end of the game. So I'm going to cross off my first time right there to mark my first of 24 turns. Hopefully I can get down to that cuttlefish and I can see it and get some points for it. So it is still nighttime. I've got 3 more turns at night. I'm going to take this 3 right here. I'm going to go ahead and use that 3. 1, 2, 3. I have seen the cuttlefish. I'm excited about that. And now the difference between the 2 dice was 2. So I'm going to go ahead and mark off 2 air. And now I'm done with my second hour of diving. Okay? Cuttlefish is going to get me 5 points at the end of the game. All right, so rules with how you're going to go off continue a dive. I have to go off of one of these adjacent sides from my previous turn. So I can't come back up here and go this direction. I actually have to continue diving down here. It's narrow, but I feel like there's a lot of cool stuff down here that I want to get. So I'm just settling in and going for it. So let's see, 2. If I take a 2 here, 1, 2, I'm not going to be next to it. I'm not going to be adjacent, so I'm not going to be able to do that. If I take a 4, I'm taking 2 air. Let's just use up all that air then. I only want 1 of these so I can score it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 cells. All right, so I see another piece of coral. I take air because I took the higher number. The difference is 2. All right, and that is the end of my 3rd hour of diving. All right, a 3 and a 4. Let's see what I can do here. These air bubbles right here allow me to dive. If I dive through the air bubbles, I'm actually not going to take a penalty for taking the higher number. So I'm actually going to do that. So I'm going to take this 4 right here because 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go through that air bubble. I'm not going to take any air penalty. And I'm going to get to see that other type of coral. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. There we go. No air taken because I went through the bubbles. Mark off another hour. I'm 4 hours into my dive. Okay. What I'm hoping for here is a 6. Oh, I'm sorry. Do I take a -1 air? There are 2 lines right here. You actually minus an air anytime you're in that space. I think because I went through the bubbles, I don't have to deal with that penalty. Ideally, I want a 6 here, or maybe some doubles, double of some sort, so that I can get all of these fish, because that's a pretty nice little school of fish there. 5. 5. Not what I wanted. You know what? I'm gonna go with the lower number. I'm gonna dive 1, 2, 3. That'll give me space so that I can come over here. I think that'll work. Okay, so I've passed the harder difficulty for the single player, so I'm okay. What I'm gonna do is even though I took the lower number, I'm below this yellow line right here, so I have to take -1 air. So I'm gonna go ahead and take -1 air, and I'm in the daylight hours. So that cuttlefish down there underneath this rock doesn't mean anything to me anymore. 3 and 1. Obviously 3. 3 is going to net me these fish. I'm staying adjacent to the my last turn. That right there. 1, 2, 3. There we go. I'm taking the difference of these two because I took the higher number. I'm taking 2 air, plus I'm in this area, 3 air. 1, 2, 3. All right, marked off all of that air. All right, let's see. I want that flag, but unless I get a double, I don't feel like it's going to be doable. There's also a shipwreck down here I can get. Gotta see what I roll. No doubles. That really stinks. Let's go 4 across. Let's go after that shipwreck. Okay, so I'm going 4 across. Okay. It's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. And because I got those bubbles, I'm not going to take the -1 air, and I'm not going to take the 2 air for picking the higher number. So those bubbles really saved me. So I need big numbers here because I want to grab that shipwreck and get a bonus. All right. 3, 3. All right. That is the doubles that I needed. Okay, so this allows me to draw a more obscure shape. So I can either go here and I can go ahead and get this 12-point flag, which is a lot of points, or I can try to see if I can work in here. I can get a beacon during daylight hours. Beacons, if I get a set of beacons, I'm going to get 15 points for that. Actually, I think I'm going to go after the beacons. So my value of 3, because I rolled doubles, it's 3 plus 2. So it's a 5 total that I can use. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can miss this thing. Okay. I'm going to end up using 2 air because I'm below this line. Yeah, let's see if... I'm going to try to be greedy. I'm going to try to get this beacon. I'm going to also try to get that shipwreck. So I'm going to use 5. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is this one right here. I'm trying to draw these so everybody can see kind of what I'm doing. So it's a little odd shape, but that's when you roll doubles, you're able to draw that odd shape. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 3 was the double, and then I got a bonus of +2. So I dove beneath here, so I take -2 air. 1, 2. All right, and I'm going to mark this off that I saw a beacon during daylight hours. All right, let's see. All right, I really need that shipwreck because this is going to be my last turn. I'm going to use all my air here, so I really need that. All right, you can go over with your air. but that ends your dive. So even though I've only got 2 air spaces here and I'm using them here, I'm going to still take this 5. So actually I should take 6 air, but it's because it's the end of my tank. I don't get penalized for overages. Okay, so I'm going to take that 5. All I can do is draw a rectangle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm just drawing this column basically. All right, and I envelop the entire shipwreck right there at the bottom. I'm going to mark off all the rest of these in my air tank. I'm going to take a bonus. Let's see what bonus I want. Okay, so up across the top, we see bonuses: 5 additional points for cuttlefish, 5 additional points for stingrays. We've got additional points for coral. You've got 5 additional points for flags, 5 points for shipwrecks, and then 8 additional points for a beacon. Let's go after shipwrecks. Let's see here. I'm going to circle that one. So shipwrecks are worth 5 additional points when I find them. I feel like that'll be okay. All right, so that's the end of my dive. That was the end of that hour. That's the end of my dive. I've got to go off of a different boat now. So I've got 2 other boats to choose from. So let's see what we roll. A 4 and a 3. Both pretty solid. Let's keep getting coral. Okay, because shipwrecks are worth 5 additional points, let's go ahead and go after those. So I'm going to take the 4. All right, I'm going to box off 4 spaces here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I am going to take, because I took the higher number, I'm going to mark off 1 of my air. I saw 2 of the same type of coral, which is great because they're going to both count. They're both a victory point apiece. All right, another 3 and 4. Let's see. Let's go after that shipwreck. So I'm going to come off the side. 1, 2, 3. All right, 3 right there. I don't have to take any air because I chose the lower number. Oh, that's exactly what I needed. 6. Double 6 means that I'm going to be able to fill 6 spaces plus 2. So I've got a total of 8 spaces that I can fill. And what's good about this is that I'm going to be able to go off of that ledge and kind of trail into this area that I wanted to go to. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then come over here, 7, 8. Okay, so see what I did here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I branched out underneath this rock. I'm hoping to get all that. Let's get those stingrays. Let's get those butterfly fish. Yeah, mark off another hour. Hopefully, if I messed up marking hours, I've been trying to remember. Sometimes you can forget one. Hopefully, I've marked them all. All right, a 2 and a 3. 2 and a 3. Taking the 3 gives me a stingray, and a fish. Those are both points. And I only have to take 1 air. So let's do it. 1 air because I'm choosing the 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So I got a stingray during daylight hours, which is what I needed, and a fish. All right. So hopefully I can come off the bottom of that. I already marked my hour. 3 and a 2. Man, these dice love those 3s. All right. I got to remember that I do need a, oh no, I need a nighttime signal. I need to leave this one open or that one open so I can get it at night. Oh, I forgot to get a bonus. Okay, bonus up here. I forgot that when I finish that, let's go ahead and get a bonus for, signals. That right there, I'm gonna get 8 extra beacons, beacons. So let's do that. That should work. 3 and a 2. I want to stay clear of that just in case I can get that at night. All right, let's just go 2 straight down, 1, 2. I'm not going to use any points. I'm going to go ahead and mark off my hour. Double ones. They are doubles. The value is 1, which means that I add 2 to it. All right, so a total of 3. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, my hope is that I can jump in here, grab that flag, and then still have enough to come down here. The only problem is if I don't roll high enough, I'm not going to be able to go off of that. I may have to get stung by a jellyfish. We'll see what happens. So, all right. Did I mark? I did not mark it, I don't believe. Somebody will tell me if I screwed it up. 4 and a 2. Oh, that is not good. That is actually really bad. Because 4 doesn't fit in there. If I go short, I'm going to have to end my dive in that corner. It's not good. I'm going to have a really short dive, possibly. Okay, let's just go south. Let's grab those fish. I'm just going to have to forget about this little cove right here. So let's go 4. I'm going to take the higher number. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what's going to happen here is I went through the bubbles, which means that I don't have to take the air penalty. I don't have to take the air penalty for that section. I'm good to go. So I conserved some air. Mark off that hour. Daylight is fading. 6 and 3. 6 and 3. All right. I can do that. Do I take some penalties for these and then come over here? I don't know. Do I dive down and grab that other shipwreck? Let's do 3. Let's be conservative. 3 across. I took the lower number, but I'm in this section, so I'm going to minus an air. I've got 2 more hours of daylight. 6 and 4. Yep. I'm going to use it. Let's do 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. That's 6 spaces, 6 squares right there. I've got 3 fish in there, which is going to net me 6 points. I avoided this jellyfish, which would have gotten me -2, but I spent a lot of air. So the difference is 2. Then I dove beneath here, 2 more. That's 4 air that I used. 3, 4. All right. 1 more hour of daylight. So I got to see, do I want to get that cuttlefish as soon as it turns nighttime? Am I going to have enough air? Do I want to grab all those double 4s? This is ridiculous. So good. Okay, double 4s. It's going to give me 6 points to work with because it's 4 plus 2 because I rolled doubles, and it can be any shape that I want. You know what? I'm just going straight coral. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All that. That's 3 pieces of coral right there. And then it's going to set me up for a future turn. I'm going to take -2 to my air. Don't take any penalty over here. It is now nighttime, and I think I'm okay. There's an 18-point flag down there. Can I get it? Can I get it? 3 and 3. That is 3 points plus 2. 3 spaces plus 2. 5 to work with. I'm going to take an air penalty down here, which is 2, but I can offset it with this. Let's do it. Let's do it. I've got to roll really small next turn though. So 5 total, 3. All right. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. These bubbles offset that air penalty, so I'm okay. Now, really all I need is a 3, and I can grab that 18-point flag. That's going to be nice. Oh, of course, I would roll a 2. It is nighttime, so that stingray doesn't matter. Wow, that's messed up. All right, I'm going to take the lower amount to keep my dive going. That's my cell of 2. I'm down here. I took the lower number, so no air penalty. I take 2 air because I'm in this section. I just need a 1 or a 2. Come on, dice. 1 or 2. Let's do it. Or a 5. Double 5. Can't do anything. My dive is over. I cannot believe I was so stinking close to that 18-point flag. My dive has ended. There's nowhere for me to move down there. I'm coming back up for air. Wasted my turn. And that is the end of dive number 2. Dive number 3, I've only got a couple hours to work this one in. Let's see what I can get. A 6 and a 4. Do I want to come out with, it's nighttime. It's a good time for cuttlefish. Let's see. Do I pass by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Or do I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Let's just go down this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like I said, the solo play and multiplayer is pretty much the same. Players are going to be doing this on their own sheets, scoring their own points. You take turns rolling dice, whatever you choose. Okay, back to this. I took a penalty of 2 right there because I chose the higher number. All right, a 3 and a 4. That's exactly what I needed. I wanted that 4. Because I'm going to get this cuttlefish, go off the side of my last dive. I got the cuttlefish and I got a point for seeing that coral. All right, and I'm going to take a 1-point air penalty. Time is ticking by. I've got 3 hours of diving left. That's all that's left in this day. 5 and a 6. Let's see what I can get. I feel like I need to go for that 10-pointer. I don't know if I'm going to have what it takes. Let's just go 6. 1, 2, 3. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to take a single, actually 2 air. Gained a point there. So 1 air from my dice and 1 air because I am in that section. And I've got 2 hours of my day left. Oh, I totally forgot my beacon. I need the beacon. That's going to be 15. That's 23 points right there. I've got to get that beacon. That's actually my priority. Roll high. If I roll low, I am screwed. That's it. 6. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Feel good about that. I'm getting some fish on the way. All right, 6. I'm using a ton of air. I'm going to see 3 fish, which is 6 points. The difference is 3, so I'm going to fill in 3 air. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm also in this space, which is another air. And I'm going to end my dive as the day comes to a close. If I roll a 1 and a 2, I am ruined. A 4 and a 6. I'm going to take all the points. Yep. So I'm going to take that 6 right there. I'm going to go ahead 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. and I got the beacon at nighttime, which is what I needed, and that closes out my day. I use the rest of my air and I come up back to the ship, ending my diving day. All right, let's score this thing up and see how I did. I don't know single player mode. I don't know what a good score is. So we'll just see what happens. Okay. So let's do these bonuses. So pirate ships right here. Let's look at, I've got 2 pirate ships. That's all I got. So 2 times 5 is 10 additional points right there. And then I found 1 set of beacons, 1 pair of beacons. So that's 8 victory points. So I've got 18 points in bonuses. So, all right. Now let's look at all the creatures that I saw. 5 points per creature, stingray and cuttlefish. Let's count them up. Stingray, 1, 2 for the cuttlefish, and 3. That's all I got. I got 3, that's 15 points. And then we've got coral right here. 1 point per coral. I didn't have any marked off because I saw them all in single colors. So 1, 2, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 right there. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13 points of coral. Flags reached. I actually didn't reach any flags. I tried twice, but it wasn't happening. So no flags. Bonuses of 18 points. No jellyfish. Got no jellyfish stings this dive. Actually did pretty good with the fish. Let's see. I got 1 point for that. 3 points here. That's 4. That's a 6-pointer. That's 10. That's another 6-pointer. 16. That's another 6. That's 22. I think my math's right. Let's see, pairs. I've got 2 beacons right there. Those 2 beacons net me 15 points. I found them at 2 different times of day, which is what's required. And now let's add everything up. That's what is that? 43, 65, 75, 83. 83 points is my final score. Hopefully it wasn't that bad. This is map number 1 of Aquamarine from Postmark Games. I am not a solo gamer. If you follow us either on One Board Family or if you've listened to the podcast, you know I don't play solo games. But I will tell you that Aquamarine is really cool. It is really special. I really enjoyed this. As soon as we got the files for this, I immediately had to go to our Office Depot and print these out. This is the full color file. If you print in low ink mode, you've got a black and white feature that you can do too. What's cool about what Postmark is doing with these print and play games that are on Kickstarter is that you're going to be able to, they support this for the life of the game. There are actually other maps that are coming through the Kickstarter campaign. So this is only, I believe the cost is only $4 or $5 for this campaign. If you've skip running to Burger King or McDonald's or Wendy's today, pick this up. Jump onto the Kickstarter. You will be pleasantly surprised at how much fun this is. My wife, Erin, and I, we played this just sitting around in bed one night. I grabbed a magazine. She grabbed her little laptop table. We rolled dice in this little dice tray, and it was a lot of fun. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to One Board Family here on YouTube or on Facebook. Be sure to follow us at oneboardfamily.com and on all the social media channels at One Board Family. Look at the link below and you will see a link to the Kickstarter campaign. Jump on that and get to it before July 31st. Thanks, and until next time, we'll see you at the table.